So
Selena's
let's,
wondering if you're recording.
pardon?
Selena's wondering if you're recording. I don't know if she
Yes.
got the chance to get a hold of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for passing it on. I just pressed record on my phone. Thank you for reminding me too. Okay, so we will come to our mat and let's start cross-legged or however is actually comfortable for you. So you can come into cross-legged. If that's not comfortable for your hips, you could always put your feet out like this. I don't know if you can see that. You can put them to the side like that. Okay, whatever's comfortable for your knees. And if your hips don't like it and your knees are sore, you can always put a block under your bum just to lift you up and give you some space. Actually, yeah, that feels really good. If anyone wants to grab a pillow or a block, they can do that. So what it does is just, it allows your spine to become longer and straighter, and you kind of feel that release in your hips. So we're just gonna start by doing a few shoulder rolls, you guys. Let's bring our shoulders up to our ear on the inhale, ears on the inhale, then letting them get down on the exhale. Inhaling up, back, and down. So just do that a couple times at your own pace. You might hear some crunching going on there. I know I am. And then if you want, you can change directions. So now bringing them up and then around to the front. So now you're kind of feeling that opening in the back body, the upper back. A few more rolls like that. Oh, good. And then just let that go. So we're just kind of trying to get into relaxation mode now. Everybody's running around at work, working hard at school. And now is our time to relax and come together as a group and just have some chill out time before we get started on dinner and homework and all the things we have to do. So just give yourself the gift of being present for the next half hour, and we are going to do exactly what Christy's doing now. We're gonna roll our neck from side to side. So left ear to left shoulder, and then you can bring your chin down to your neck, chin down to your chest. And then over to the other side, that would be a half circle. You could also do a full circle too if you want. I like to just do half, so ear to shoulder, chin to chest, and then ear to the other shoulder. And just breathing while you're doing this. Focusing on your inhales becoming a little bit longer. And exhales becoming a little bit longer. And as you lengthen your inhales and exhales, you should feel your body coming into a more relaxed state. And as you focus on your breathing, you should be able to let go of your thinking mind and your thoughts. And you can come back to center whenever you're done. I know I could just do that all night long. We could just have a half hour of rolling our necks, right? So let's do some more work on our shoulders and necks. Taking your right hand and just bringing it out to the side and tenting it down. And then you can take your left ear to your left shoulder. And then if you want, you can take it a step further and just gently take your hand to the right side. Yeah, and you can just gently place it there. Don't push it or pull it. Just give it a tiny, tiny bit of pressure. So now inhaling into the right side, right shoulder. And just holding the stretch here. Sometimes holding something for 5 breaths can really allow us to release it very deeply. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and straight and tall. You haven't hunched over. One more breath here. And then I like to help my head up by pushing on the other side and putting it to the putting it to the middle again. Yeah, nice job. Let's go to the other side. Actually, you know what you can do? You can change the cross of your legs too if you're getting sore on one side. Yeah, and then we can tent our left fingertips to the ground. No, yes, left fingertips to the ground, and then right, yeah, you got it, right ear to the right shoulder. This side is way tighter for me, so I try not to like force it too much. So what you want to do is you want to inhale, and on the exhale, you can give yourself a little tiny bit of pressure. Inhaling again, and exhaling. And then we'll take one more big, long, deep breath. Try to lengthen it this time. And exhale. And then helping your head up again. Just because it's such a deep stretch and you go in it so deeply, you don't want to hurt yourself coming out of it. Okay, so if you have a block under your bum, you can take it away now. We are going to bring our feet out in front of us, legs stretched long, and we're just going to do a simple forward fold. But first, I want you to make sure your crown is lifted, your back is straight, so you're going to actually look like a stick. So your straight crown is lifted, and then from there, you can have a little bend to your knees. I always like a bend to my knees. From there, you're going to inhale, lifting up, and then exhale, folding forward from the hips. So it might be a very, very, very subtle forward fold. Now, if you want to increase the stretch in your calves, bring your toes and point them in directly towards your face. So you're flexing your feet. Good, and keep breathing there. So we're gonna do 3 breaths here. Inhaling. And on the exhale, feel your legs open up, backs of your legs opening up. It might actually have, this feeling might not be the best feeling in the world. They might be really tight. So just go really slow. So let's do 1 more breath in the forward fold. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath, just listening to the waves of your breath. Awesome, and now we're going to do a counter stretch to that. So bringing your feet now, bringing your the heels of your feet to the floor. Good, and we're going to do a reverse plank. So bringing your hands to the back of your mat, yep, and then we're going to exhale and lift our hips up to the sky so you look like you're a tabletop essentially. Yeah, nice job. This is called tabletop. Good, and just 1 breath here, and then on the exhale you can lower, and we'll just do that a couple more times. So on the inhale, on the inhale, lifting up. Good, and then on the exhale, lowering. Just a couple more times like that. You're opening up your front body now. So we've opened up the back body, we've opened up the neck a little bit, and we're just opening up the front body. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we'll just do 1 more. Inhale, open up. You might even feel this in your shoulders. This is actually a really good shoulder stretch. And exhaling. Awesome. And then we're gonna come on over to our hands and knees into tabletop position. So in tabletop, you want your back nice and flat. You want to be able to pretend that you could even balance a teacup on your lower back. So right here, should be nice and flat. If you find that your belly is dropping and your butt's sticking out, you just have to correct a little bit and bring your hips towards the floor. Good. So let's do some cat-cows here just to open up the back. So on the inhale, we're going to go into a cow. That's where your belly drops and you're looking up. Hips are facing the sky. Good. Awesome, guys. And then on the exhale, cat, rounding. Chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly. Look up. Hips are reaching towards the sky. And on the exhale, round in the back. Now do a few at your own pace, however you like to do them. If you go a little faster, that's just going to kind of get your system moving a bit. If you go slower, it's going to calm your system down. And you can almost just feel that wave in your spine, loosening up all the vertebrae in your spine. Maybe it's kind of feeling stuck from sitting all day. But moving back and forth in this cat-cow is going to get some lubrication between the vertebrae, or something like that. Okay, then when you're ready, you can just come back to neutral. And we're going to do thread the needle, which is really, really good for the shoulders and neck and back. So thread the needle, we get to start in this all fours pose. And then on the inhale, you're going to open your right hand up and reach it up to the sky. Good. Reach, reach, reach. And on the exhale, you're going to thread it through and bring your head down to the mat. Right cheek is gently touching the mat. Perfect. Yes. Ben's using a block. That's such a good idea. Good. And then breathing here. Left hand is just kind of hovering or tenting on the floor, just giving you some support. If you want to get fancy, you can bring your left hand, just make sure you're feeling okay in your neck. You can bring your left hand to your lower back and open up into a twist, a little bit of a twist. But you have to make sure that your head and neck aren't feeling crinked on the floor. When you're in this position, you want your head and neck to stay still. You don't want to move it at all, okay? Because it's in a vulnerable position. Good, and then if you have your hand on your back, bring it back to the floor, left hand on the floor. And on the inhale, nice job, Ben. And on the inhale, we're gonna open up, reaching our right hand up to the sky again. Oh, counter stretch, yay. Good, hand comes back to the floor. And now we're gonna do a different kind of cat and cow. It's kind of more like just a wiggling around cat and cow. So what I mean is, how you can start is you can think of your hips doing a circle. So bringing your hips back to the right, circling up and around. Yep, so this is kind of a different kind of a cat-cow. It gets into your hips more. And then at the same time, you can make any kind of movements you want. Up and down with your spine, all around. Just basically getting wiggly, moving around, whatever feels good. Sometimes this takes a little bit of silliness to get into this one, but you're essentially just moving your body around. Nice job, you guys. Yeah, make it feel good. It can look funny, it doesn't matter. And then let's take our hips and rotate to the other side now. So we're gonna do those big circles to the other side. Okay, whoops. Yeah, okay, there, I changed directions. And just rotating around a little bit more. And then we're going to move to the other side. So we're gonna do the thread the needle on the other side. So coming back to neutral now, you can open up your left hand way up to the sky. Oh, try to reach, 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 and then thread it under you. Left temple to the ground or cheek, whatever feels good. And just make sure you don't move your neck around. Nice. You guys look great. And just opening up the left shoulder now, letting yourself unwind. Try to inhale, big, big breath in and out. If you want, you can move your right hand to the lower back, and you're getting a little bit of a twist there. Intensification of the stretch. And when you're ready, taking your right hand back down to the ground. And on the inhale, opening back up, reaching the left hand up to the sky. Reach, 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 and back to neutral. Good. So we're going to tuck our toes under And then sit back on our heels. Just go very slowly to start. This is a toe stretch. So your toes will be tucked under, if you can see me. And then, so you can stay like this. If this is good enough, and you can already feel the stretch on your toes, so all of your toes should be stretching back. If this is good, you can stay here. If you want to intensify it, then you sit back slowly onto your heels. Nice. And now we're gonna stay here for a couple breaths. So if your toes do get really sore and achy and they're yelling at you, you can come out of it for a minute. And then at the same time, we're gonna do more shoulder stretching. So we're gonna bring your right arm up and reach it up to the sky. And then take it behind your back, just like this. I don't know if you can see that, but you're basically reaching for your, yep, good job guys. You're reaching for your mid back. And then you're gonna take the other hand and you're gonna just gently pull the elbow back to the back of the room. Nice. And then you're gonna just stay here. Remember, your toes are still getting stretched. Stay here for 3 breaths. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed too. So the shoulders have a tendency to wanna come up. If they're coming up too high, then just go like this. You can just use this hand to push your elbow back. Nice. How's everybody's toes doing? All right, we can come up now off of our toes for a minute and just let that go. So bring your toes and tap them against the mat in the other direction. Tap, 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 tap. Yep. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go into it once more. Oh, I just got a little bit of a foot cramp. Okay, we'll go into the toe stretch once more, and then we're gonna stretch our other side of our shoulder, okay? Our shoulders. So again, toes are tucked. And then come on back, sit back if you like. And then we're gonna bring our left arm, reaching it up, up, up to the sky. And then towards the, yeah, mine didn't get that far, but you're trying to reach towards the mid back. And then taking your other hand and just helping your elbow move back in space. Good. Good. Exhaling. Okay, we'll do one more like this. Inhale. And then you can just let everything go. Tapping your toes again. Tappity tap, 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 tappity tap. Good. All right, I'm just adjusting my mat for a second. If anyone would like to get a drink of water or adjust anything, go ahead, because next we're gonna come up for a bit into some standing poses, okay? Okay, good. Everybody ready? So whenever you are ready, you can kind of just come to standing, whatever works for you guys. Doesn't have to be fancy. Okay, good. So coming to the top of the mat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a few half sun salutes. So not full sun salutes, but half. And this is just a way to get the body moving, to get a little bit of heat in the body, and also it just feels really good. So bring your feet and just grounding them down, making sure you feel really stable in your feet, as if there were roots coming from the bottom of your feet and going all the way down into the ground. So even if someone came and pushed me right now, I wouldn't go anywhere because I'm stuck into the ground. And then on the inhale, you're gonna reach your hands up to the sky. Reach as high as you can. Pretend you're like trying to touch the clouds. And then on the exhale, you're gonna fold forward. Good, and then just let your body hang down in a forward fold. Maybe you want to wiggle your neck around, saying yes, saying no, saying maybe. Good, and then on the inhale, you're going to do a half lift. So your back is flat. Good, great job guys. And then exhale, folding forward. And inhale, reaching all the way up to the sky again. Nice. On the exhale, arms can come by your side into mountain. Now we're gonna do that 2 more times, and I'm just gonna go a little bit faster and not do as many cues, okay? So inhaling, reaching up to the clouds, exhaling, folding forward and letting yourself relax into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, letting it go again. And inhaling, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to arms to side. Yeah, good. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling, reaching up. Stretch, 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 stretch. Exhaling, folding forward, diving down, letting everything go. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhaling, folding forward again. And hands come up and around, reaching up to the sky, looking up, and then exhaling, hands to your side. Good. Now that we're a little bit warmed up, we are going to do a few strength poses. So we're going to go into a chair, that's what it is, chair pose. So you can have your feet a little bit apart, like about 3 inches apart, or you can have them right together. I would say a little bit apart gives you a bit more balance. So a little bit apart, and then your hands are gonna come reaching out straight in front of you, and then you're gonna sit your hips back as if you're on a chair. Nice, good job you guys. Awesome, okay, let's breathe here. 3 breaths in chair. You also have the option to put hands to heart, if that's better for you. 2. 1 more breath. And straightening the legs, letting the arms drop, coming on up. Good job. You can roll your shoulders a bit if they got tight. If your shoulders are really tight doing that, you can always have your hands in prayer, because that just releases the tension from the shoulders. So we're gonna go into chair one more time now. So inhaling, arms out in front of you, or into prayer if you prefer. And then exhaling, sitting your butt back. And as if you're in a chair. Good job, you guys. Just looking down and making sure your knees are pointed straight out and they're not wobbling around. 2 more breaths here. See if you can sink a little lower. Still checking in with your knees though. And then straighten the legs, letting everything go. Woo, good job. Good, building some muscle and some heat in our legs, in our quads, and strengthening our butt. We need a strong butt to be able to not hurt our knees and not pull our all sorts of other muscles. All right. Now we're gonna do that one more time, but I'm gonna do a variation. So we're going to do what is it? I can't remember the name right now, but putting your arms out in a T, and then taking your right arm underneath your left arm. Well, I can't remember this pose for the life of me, but you guys are all doing it, so that's good. Now, so now you're gonna sink down in your chair with this pose. And hopefully that's releasing your shoulders and your arms and your back. Good, and then breathing here for 2 breaths. And if your hands don't all fold in a million different ways, you can even just go like this, or you have the option of hugging yourself like this. And release everything. Woohoo! Shake it out, do a little wiggle. Yeah, nice guys. All right. Okay, we have probably about 10 more minutes, so we'll do a few more standing poses if that's okay for you guys, and then we'll go back down and relax before we have to end the class. All right, so let's do, let's take the right foot and bring it to the back of the mat like this. We're gonna go into a high lunge. So getting situated in the bottom half of your body, and you can have either your back knee up or you can put it on the mat, whatever's better for you guys. And then from there you can reach up your hands to the sky and feel the length in the side body. Now you should be getting a really good stretch in your right hip. Good, and then I want you to take your hands and bring them behind you, clasping your hands behind you, and opening up your chest, opening up your heart, opening up your shoulders. Good. One more breath here. I know your legs are probably shaking. And we can let it all go, straightening up the front leg, letting your hands go. Awesome. Let's just switch sides, guys. Just like nice and easy switch sides. So left foot back now, right one forward. Getting into either the high lunge or the low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And then reaching your hands up if you like that. And eventually getting over to the idea of clasping your hands behind you so we can open up the chest, heart, shoulders. We will hold this for 2 breaths. Nice job. I know your legs are getting tired. Well, maybe they aren't, but mine are. My legs are tired. Good, and then exhaling. And let it all go. Coming out of that. Nice. Let's roll our shoulders up and back a few times just to release some of the tension there. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I know. I wanted to do a forward fold and traction our neck because this is one of the best neck and shoulder releases that I can think of. So essentially we're just going to go into a forward fold, but you're going to clasp your hands behind the back of your neck, and you just gently relax them there, and it gives you a little bit of traction. So it allows your neck to release the cervical spine if it's getting compressed. This allows it just to release. Good. So you can give your, and if your hamstrings are really tight and the backs of your legs are really tight, you can give yourself a really deep bend in your knees, and that'll help your forward fold. So, deep bend in your knees. Ben, you probably need to do this. I do too. Good. And now you can release your hands down. And then come on up nice and slowly like a ragdoll, vertebra by vertebra, until your head is the last thing to come up. Oh, there we go. Doesn't that feel good on the neck? That's like one of my favorite poses. All right, let's go down now to our bums again so that we have enough time to relax before the time is up. So coming down on your bum, I'm actually going to get us to do some core work first before we go into like final relaxation. So we're going to do some boat poses. Okay. So for boat, feet are on the ground. Yep. Hands can be behind you, just kind of supporting you to start. And then the first step is to make sure your core is engaged. So tighten your abs and then lengthen your crown. Make sure your back is nice and straight. And then you can start by lifting up one leg and then go ahead and lift up the other one. And then you can also lift up your hands if you want. You can also, if your hands are up, you can also put your legs down and just have your hands up. There's lots of different variations. So let's try for 3 more breaths here, okay? 1, 2, you should be shaking. 3, and release, cross your legs. Good, wiggle around a little bit. So we're gonna do that 2 more times. So again, just go to your comfort level in terms of what your stomach can do without hurting your lower back. Because if you're like this and your lower back is killing you, then you shouldn't be like this. You should have your legs down, and that will take the pressure off your lower back. So we'll do that let's do that 1 more time. We might try it 3 times. We'll see how we feel. So again, get into the position and coming on up, opening up your arms, bring your legs off the ground. Good job, you guys. Making sure your shoulders are relaxed. So you're not holding tension in your shoulders. You're just using your abs and your core. I can barely talk. So we'll do one more long, long breath. And exhale. And release. Cross the legs. Wiggle around. You might feel some tension in your hip flexors too. I know I do. So what that tells me is that for the next round, I need to like cool it. I need to do a variation of boat, not full boat. Okay, so we'll do one more time. I think we can do it. All right, so this time I am going to keep my feet on the ground and I'm just gonna lift my hands up like that. Yep, back is flat. Whatever variation you're doing is amazing. 2 more breaths. 1 deep breath. Can you even breathe at this point? You should be able to. Okay, awesome guys. 1 more breath. Stick with it. Yay! You guys are doing so great. And exhale, release. Woo! All right, amazing. So let's do a quick bridge now. We'll do a bridge in order to open up now and just release any tension that was collected in the hip flexors and the hips, okay? Actually, first bring in your knees into your chest, just in case your lower back got a little bit twingy there. Just, yeah, releasing your lower back, rocking from side to side, enjoying that moment. Awesome. Okay, you can bring your soles of your feet to the ground now. Hands come to your sides, palms are on the floor. And then you're gonna inhale and push with your feet into the mat, pushing your bum up, your hips up to the sky. And then you're not going to want to move your neck in this pose, okay? So once you're up there, make sure you're just looking straight up to the ceiling. So your bum is probably doing a lot of work right now. And you're opening up the front of your body. Good, letting that go now. Letting it go really slow down to the ground. Yeah, and we'll do it twice more. All right. So again, on the inhale, you're gonna push your feet into the ground, lifting up your hips to the sky, and then breathing here. You want your knees to be pointing straight forward. So making sure they don't fall to the side or into the falling in or out. Push, push, push your feet against the floor. And exhale, bringing it down. This pose it takes some work. So let's do it one more time. We'll just hold it for 1 breath this time, okay? So getting all ready. And your feet when you're starting, your feet wanna be quite close to your bum. And so that way you can get the most lift in your hips. So bringing your feet a little closer to your bum. Good, and then inhaling, lifting the hips up. Phew. Good, and then breathe here. Just 1 breath. Exhaling and letting it go. Whew. Good, and you can windshield your knees side to side. So windshield wiper. Yes, release any tension in your hips. Oh, what happened? Oh my gosh. Okay, windshield side to side. Oh, the video ran out. Oh, I'm the worst with timing. Oh, windshield side to side. And then we're going to come into our final resting pose in Shavasana. Just letting everything sink down into the ground. And feeling all of the work you just did, letting it sink in, letting your body relax into the ground now. You can take about 5 minutes in Shavasana. And when you're all finished with Shavasana, get on up and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste. Until next time, good night.